Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers just 1 hour away from this monster NLDS showdown against the NL East champion Phillies. Another piece of Big Show history. He will take the mound in the postseason for the first time in his career. It's Game 1 of the NLDS coming up right now with Leadoff LA. Let's go. It is one of the great settings in all of baseball. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia becomes a zoo in the month of October. Today, the Dodgers and Phillies open up their best-of-5 National League Division Series with Shohei pitching in the postseason for the first time in his career. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Leadoff LA. I'm John Hartung alongside Nomar Garcia-Parr. Oral Hershiser is with us as well. And I know both of you guys in your long, illustrious careers, you have both had a chance to play postseason games in Philadelphia. Nomar, what's it like there in October?
I tell you, the energy is great. They're passionate fans out there, and you love to be in those types of environments, especially games like this. Postseason games, there's nothing like it, and there's nothing like doing something really good on the road and hearing the silence.
Yeah, it is the same vocabulary as the regular season. It's just a little louder in the postseason, and I'll tell you, when you go there, I had to pre-play what they were going to say to me and just to get ready for it. You got to pre-play it in your head as you're getting ready for the game. This is what's going to happen. This is how hard they're going to be, and this is how raunchy it's going to be, and then you just zone in. So there's some length down there, of course, with the starters, but I think there's some length in the bullpen, especially with Glass now is going to be in the bullpen for Game 1. Kirsch can give you some length. And if you're in a situation where you need length and you're not like up 8-1, you need length because you're down 8-1 or 5-1, then you've got to use maybe just one guy to kind of boot the game and push it off to the side and go, okay, we'll get them the rest of the series. So I like the roster construction. I think that, fewer guys in the bullpen right now. You got few guys that you can trust down there. So why do we want to add arms that you don't trust and you probably wouldn't use anyway? I'd rather have the guys on the bench.
Yeah, the way it's set up, they would only play back-to-back days one time in this entire 5-game series. This is the 6th time the Dodgers and Phillies have met in the postseason. The other 5 were in the National League Championship Series, their first time meeting in the Division Series. Kirsten Watson is with the Dodgers in Philadelphia. She joins us live with more on the Dodgers 26-man roster. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, I think we should probably start describing it as 11 pitchers, 14 position players, just one Shohei Ohtani. Of course, it's similar to what we saw in the Wild Card Series. Worked out very well for them. Dave Roberts today, he talked about some of those tough decisions, switching out 2 pitchers, as you all mentioned, Clayton Kershaw and Anthony Banda being added on. And he also talked about just what the lineup looks like with no Max Muncy in there today.
Well, with Enriquez, it was a little bit easier in the sense of the way they construct their lineup. It's heavy left. You got Glass in the pen for this game. We got some other right-handers. It's a lot of left-handed lanes. I think with Robo was really difficult because he's performed so well, and I can't really justify it, to be honest with you. I think that we just wanted Clayton. Clayton's earned the opportunity to be on this roster. I'm going to use him accordingly. And then also with Banda, just kind of his skill set is to really, take down left-hand hitters. So specifically. So that was kind of the thought on both those guys.
With the Phillies' rotation being so lefty-heavy, how do you envision Max Muncy's playing time shaking out?
Tonight, he's a silver bullet. I can deploy him whenever I want. I talked to Max before this series and said that we obviously knew what we were coming into, and he is adamant that whatever it takes to help this team win, and there could be a big spot at any point that could kind of change the game. So he'll be ready when called upon, but I really can't speak to when he's going to start, if he's going to start, because also Miggy Rowe's been great too against left-handed pitching, so I see him getting a start as well.
So because the Dodgers are going to be facing quite a few lefties that the Phillies are going to throw out, especially in the starting rotation, the lineup is going to look a little different. No Max Muncy to start in there today. Even Dave Roberts was saying for Max, it's like a secret weapon or a silver bullet that they can throw up in any kind of pinch moment that they see likely. They're also likely going to be seeing whether it's someone like Miguel Rojas potentially playing at second tomorrow. Of course, Kike Hernandez is in there at third. Alex Call in left field. The good news with Alex Call is that he's got some familiarity parity with Sanchez. He's 2 for 10. Key on those 2 for 10 is the 2 home runs. So he feels good coming into this one, and the hope is that he can be really effective against these lefties. So it is going to look a little bit different over these next few games, guys.
Yeah, those two. Here are your starting pitchers for Game 1 of this NLDS. Shohei Ohtani goes for the Dodgers 1-1 during the regular season with a 2.87 ERA, 62 strikeouts in 47 innings, only 9 walks. Christopher Sanchez going for the Phillies. He logged 202 innings, 13-5, a 2.5 ERA, and 212 strikeouts. We're about to see history today in Philadelphia. Shohei Ohtani will become the first player ever to start a game as a pitcher and start a game as a non-pitcher in a single postseason. Let's head back to the bank in Philly. Kirsten Watson joins us again live with more on Shohei. Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Yeah, well, yesterday when Shohei Ohtani was at the podium speaking to the media, I asked him just what he thinks his emotions are going to be as he takes the mound for his first time in the postseason. And he said that he is just really looking forward to it. Yesterday, he talked about the emotions and some of the nerves he might feel.
まあもちろん緊張することもあるとは思いますけど、はい、まあなんですかね、シーズンこれまで勝ってきて、また明日プレーできるということにまず喜びを感じてますし、まあ健康な状態で、まあ明日またプレーできる状態を迎えられればそれがまた自分にとって幸せなことだなとは思ってます。
I'm sure I'll be nervous at times, but more than that, I'm just really grateful that I get to play baseball, and at this time of the year, and just being healthy is really important to me. So I'm just grateful for that.
We often see starting pitchers in the postseason experience a bump in their fastball velocity. Is that something that maybe you anticipate happening to you tomorrow? And if so, how do you kind of plan to channel that adrenaline in a productive way?
Yeah, I'm aware that there are pitchers who get excited and their velo goes up, and there are some just stays pretty much the same. And if I were to pick a side, I'm probably the one that really the velo goes up. With that being said, though, it's really important to make sure that I'm poised and balanced. And so it's just going to really depend on how well I can compose myself out there as well.
What do you know about the Philadelphia fan base, if anything, and what are you expecting out of the atmosphere tomorrow?
They're known to be very passionate fans. The atmosphere, I'm sure, is going to be passionate and rocking as well. And one thing I do know is that they serve really good Phillies cheesesteak at the clubhouse.
Well, first, I should confirm he has had the Philly cheesesteak here. The one in the clubhouse is known to be the best one in Philadelphia. I've heard this from multiple reviews and have been lucky enough to try it myself. But when it comes to Shohei Ohtani and how he's feeling heading into this one today, even someone like Andrew Friedman was saying, what makes this so fitting, there's something about how last year he experienced the postseason as just the DH. This year he's experiencing it as the DH and, of course, as a pitcher for the first time on the mound today. And with that, he said, there's something about just last year it gave him the excitement, the adrenaline, all of the things. Of course, experienced the highest of winning the World Series. So there's something really valuable of having that to prepare him for hopefully this start today, guys.
I don't know about you guys. I heard nothing that she said after cheesesteak. That was it. You had me at cheesesteak there, Kirsten. And these guys know how good they are in that clubhouse as well. But Kirsten, thank you so much. We'll see you again in just a bit. Suddenly, we're very hungry on the set. But for everything that Shohei Ohtani has done in his major league career, never pitched in a playoff game. That changes tonight. Or how does a playoff start differ from a regular season start?
Well, there definitely are more nerves. There definitely is more excitement. There is more adrenaline. But it's all about your priority list and what you default to. If you default to this energy is going to make me better, but you come out of your mechanics, you come out of your thoughts, you think you can overpower. Hey, the hitter's got the same adrenaline and the same nerves, so they can still time a bullet. And usually it's more the off-speed stuff and finesse that helps you in a playoff game, because changing speeds and changing what the hitter is trying to do is a lot better than trying to overpower them. Because overpowering a man, their eyes are big. Nomar knows the adrenaline can help their bat speed.
Yeah, they're just as amped up as a pitcher can be. So you're trying to kind of compete against that. And less is more in the postseason. But at the same time, listen, it's natural to be nervous. And You want to be nervous. It's just a matter of how you channel those nerves. And we've seen Shohei Ohtani. Last year's first postseason game, I know he wasn't pitching, but even as a hitter, you have the same exact nerves, the expectation. You're coming off an MVP season. I know, by the way, he did just fine in the postseason, and he's been doing just fine so far in this postseason. So I think early on, it's really about getting outs early. When you're on the mound, once you get those outs, and then all of a sudden you can start settling in and relax, like, okay, it's a matter of me pitching my game, despite the hostile environment out there, you know? So, yeah.
Well, speaking of that hostile environment, he's never pitched in a postseason game, but
Red October returns to Philadelphia for the 4th consecutive year. It's the 2025 National League Division Series. It's presented by Booking.com. The NL West champs, the wild card winner, the Los Angeles Dodgers, taking on the champs from the National League East, the Philadelphia Phillies. It is game 1 of this NLDS matchup. And with that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Jeff Francoeur. We'll hear from Lauren Shahadi in just a moment. And Frenchie, no place like Philadelphia. This place is rocking right now.
Philly in October, Mike Schmidt first pitch. Let's get it going, man.
They almost booed Mike Schmidt. It was a little short on his ceremonial first pitch. All right, let's start with the Dodgers because history being made today. The Ohtani rule is in effect. Shohei Ohtani, not only the DH, he's the starting pitcher today. His first postseason start. We've never seen this in Major League Baseball.
Because of the injury last year, we've had to wait 8 years to see this man pitch in October, and here it goes. I mean, 14 starts this year. He's been building back up, BA, but he comes into this at 16 2/3 scoreless. Faced the Phillies 3 weeks ago. They know they got their work cut out for him. And then offensively, do I need to talk about it? 146 runs scored, 55 home runs. This guy was born for this moment, and we're about to see it.
2 home runs in game 1 of the wild card series. The Dodgers advance past the Cincinnati Reds. All right, now for the Philadelphia Phillies. They've been waiting while all the dramas unfolded in the wild card series. The Phillies, second best record in the NL. Now they have their chance to play game 1, and they get to do it at home where they've been a dominant team this year.
Well, you heard why. You come on this air with this crowd right here. This is what they wanted. They wanted home field advantage. They think it's important, especially against the Dodgers. 55 26. Look at the OPS at home. Over 100 points higher at home. These guys love playing in this stadium. Then to add to the measure, you lose Zach Wheeler, right? So you ask yourself, so what do we have to do? You have the other ace, Christopher Sanchez, making his first postseason appearance of the year, obviously. Look at that, second highest in MLB with the WAR. 130 strikeouts on that changeup. Incredible.
He'll be one of the Cy Young finalists in the National League this year. Moments ago, Lauren Shahadi caught up with Rob Thompson, the Phillies skipper.
Brian, thank you. Rob, when you first got Christopher Sanchez, he wasn't a front-end guy. How did he turn into this?
Yeah, he's done a lot of work, and it's an amazing story, but he went from high velocity, no control, to low velocity with plus command, and now he's got his velocity back. Great changeup, great slider. It's just a great story.
I mean, I was thinking about your story, your life in this game over 4 decades. Look at this place. You said this is the most fun you have ever. Why?
I think it's just the people you're around. You know, our players are so much fun. We got a great coaching staff, and this atmosphere, I've never seen anything like it.
This is the good stuff. Enjoy it, Topper.
Thank you.
Brian.
Lauren, thank you. We will hear from Dave Roberts live next. Big names, big expectations. Dodgers almost ready for first pitch. Phillies and Dodgers. Let's send it down to the field live. Lauren Shahadi with Dave Roberts.
Dave, I know you want length from your starter. What does that mean for Shohei tonight?
You know, I think for me, we're going to try to get him through 6, maybe into the 7th inning. I like him at the century mark tonight, and he's locked in. I saw him a little bit earlier, and he's taking it to another level.
And I saw you staring out at the field for about 20 minutes. Wheels were turning. What were you contemplating, Dave?
Yeah, you know, before the game, I sort of kind of envisioned the way the game can go in a lot of different directions, which it can go. And the next part of my 20-minute kind of gander is looking at my players, and I like to see kind of how they're preparing, how their heartbeat is, and I just want to see where their minds are before the game.
Enjoy it. Good luck.
Thank you, Lauren.
Brian.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you to Dave Roberts. And Frenchie, it does beg the question. This is Shohei Ohtani's first ever postseason start. He is the leadoff hitter, and he's going to be at the plate shortly. His routine is very interesting now as he makes his way back to the dugout.
I mean, this is Little League, right? Like, this is high school ball here. You come, you warm up, you come in, you give high fives, and then instead of usually you'd sit down for 10, 15 minutes. No, he's got to go over. He's got to get his batting gloves. Look at him. He's getting some new ones fresh out of the bag, of course, for the game one, and here he is now on deck. So it's just a completely different thing. But if there's one guy that can handle it, and we talk about it, Dave Roberts tells
You're going to see him in this game. Could be a pinch hitter later in this one. And those are the numbers at home at Citizens Bank Park for one of the emerging stars on the mound for the Phillies, the 6'6" Christopher Sanchez.
Oh, what's amazing is you talk about Ohtani, 7 pitches. Sanchez, different, 3 pitches. He's coming at you with the sinker. He's got that slider, but his pitch is that changeup. 130 strikeouts this year. Guys just cannot adjust to it. Here at home, like you said, has not lost in over a year at Citizens Bank.
He'll be a top 3 finisher in the National League Cy Young Award. Starts with a bang. Sanchez strikes out Ohtani on the changeup.
And you're just coming back, same location, same pitch, and you see how far out in front Ohtani's bat is right there. You think that sinker's coming in, and just changeup never gets there.
When everything is amped, Sanchez throwing first. Now Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He'll be the MVP this year in the National League. It'll be his 4th and his 3rd straight.
You didn't know how it was going to go for him pitching-wise. Built back up, first start of the year, June 16th, and as Dave Roberts said, he is built and ready to go.
Trey Turner back on the active roster, got back the final game of the season for the Phillies. He has been dealing with a hamstring issue. His fastball is at its best right now. All the metrics show that velocity, the spin of it, the RPMs. There's no more reins on him as he strikes out Trey Turner. And that's how Ohtani starts his night in Japan and in the World Baseball Classic. Schwarber, high fly ball to right. Towering fly ball that Hernandez squeezes for out number 2. Just missed it a click.
They talked about it, his fastball velocity for the first time in his career above average spin rate with the RPMs, and his strikeout rate is also the highest it's been on that pitch.
Little tapper, Ohtani, no problem. And a 1-2-3 inning. Great start for Shohei Ohtani in his first postseason inning. We are off and running. Game 1, NLDS. Dodgers coming up. Perfectly placed. And he misses inside. Ohtani, his first base runner, as Bohm draws the walk. And we check in with Lauren Shahadi before the All-Star break. Post-All-Star break, a different story. And Marsh with a base hit. And a walk and a single to start the second inning for the Phillies. There's a shot into right center, a base hit. Bohm around third, he'll score. That ball goes to the wall. Right behind Bohm is Brandon Marsh. Real Muto to third with a belly flop. Throw gets away. Stays in play. Right off the end of the bat, Real Muto stays put. And Hernandez makes a play. There's the first out of the inning. To Oscar Hernandez, Frenchie, he's a liability in right field. May have cost him here.
I look at this at the end. I'm just kind of gave up on it, it looks like. And then Pages, the ball goes all the way to the wall to allow him to get to third. And, you know, we saw that game 2 where he dropped that ball in right field in Chavez Ravine. And that's one of those right there. Obviously, as you said, he's not as talented defensively as the other two. But you got to get a better angle right there on that ball.
And he sends one into left field. Back on it is Call. Deep fly ball out. Plenty deep to score JT Real Muto. And it's 3-0 as Harrison Bader with his first Phillies RBI in the postseason.
Now what a great job right there.
And here we are in Philadelphia for Dodgers Phillies. Shohei Ohtani allowing a walk, 2 hits and a sac fly in this second inning. 1-2 to start. And a swing and a foul tip right into the middle Rortvedt. And that's the inning, but a big one for the Phillies. How about those names on the list? 55, 145 runs. Hard thing to do. 1 of 5 to do it. Quick thinking. Payoff pitch again. And Ohtani takes a cold strike 3. Christopher Sanchez painting with a fastball. Second strikeout of Ohtani tonight.
Unbelievable.
What does Schwarber do next? Phillies are back at the top of their order. Second time around against Ohtani. Kike Hernandez for out number 1. Got him. Ohtani, another splitter, went right back to it. Strikes out Schwarber. Shohei Ohtani with his 3rd K, and he gets the first 2 men out here in this 3rd inning.
Well, good pitch there. At the end of the day, Kyle Schwarber, BA slugged .728 against fastballs, and you saw him almost miss that one in the first. This time, curveball and 3 splitters.
And Ohtani impressive in the 3rd. Back to the splitter he goes. Back-to-back strikeouts of Schwarber and Harper. 3-0 Phillies after 3. Brandon Marsh due next. And Bohm on the ground. Mookie Betts ranges over, makes the play for out number 1. Guy throws 100, just lobbed in a 79-mile-an-hour curve. And he drops another one in there for a called strike 3. Ohtani, he finds a pitch, he sticks with it. And he picks up his 5th strikeout. 2 gone here in the 4th. Driving in 2 runs against Ohtani. Ohtani has retired 8 in a row since, however. And the 0-2. Big bouncer. Nice easy hop for Kike Hernandez. And Shohei Ohtani has settled in now after a 3-run second. He's retired 9 straight. Phillies lead it 3-0. Fastball right down the heart. Caught him guessing. Number 7 for Christopher Sanchez, and Harrison Bader coming up with the defensive play of the game at this point.
Has hit that ball pretty good, slicing away, and then you come out and you strike out Will Smith on 3 and get Ohtani looking for the 3rd strikeout of the night.
And Ohtani bores one in on the hand, strikes out Kepler to start the bottom of the 5th. Evaluation and an MRI, and that hit Bader. So the Phillies have a runner on. Bryson Stott takes a strike on a big curve.
You know, finishing up what Lauren was saying on Will Smith, he was having an unbelievable offensive season too. That's the thing. Don't get me wrong. He is a catcher. That's important, but he was middle hitter in this order.
Stott line drive into center field, a base hit. Bryson Stott. Ohtani covering up his ear. That's where the pitch-com receiver is. And that hits Bader. He's going to stay put. Ouch. He's been hit twice on this pass around.
Okay, that hit him, but this could have been close if he caught this ball.
Bader very fast. And that one right off the end of the bat. Betts secures it. Second out. Both runners scamper back. And a swing and a miss. Schwarber strikes out. Ohtani gets him on the big curveball. And a swing and a miss. Ohtani with the curveball again. It's turned out to be one of his A pitches here lately. Strikes out Harper, strikeout number 8.
And the same pitch he struck Schwarber out on. It just counted that pitch. Guys gear up for 98 to 100. And the one thing for Shohei is he's locating that curveball tonight. It's first striking.
Alec Bohm. First ball swinging. Lazy fly ball to shallow right. Teoscar Hernandez puts it away for out number 2. He strikes out Brandon Marsh. 3 up, 3 down, 9 Ks for Shohei Ohtani. What a performance from the game's greatest player. Phillies lead it 3-2. We go to the 7th. Hess at second, Smith at first. A single and a hit batter. And a called strike 3. He caught Ohtani guessing again. Fastball down the heart. Out number 1.
What a job by Strom. You talk about coming into the fire right here. First and second facing Ohtani. And you can see just misses right there. Of course, gets the foul ball on this pitch. Ohtani goes in right there on him and then paints him. Third time looking on a fastball tonight for Ohtani. 4 strikeouts.
Hernandez, a high fly ball deep into right center. Got some barrel on that one. It's got some carry, and it is gone. Teoscar Hernandez. A 3-run home run in the 7th inning. He has flipped the scoreboard. 5-3 Dodgers.
Strom had almost escaped the jam. Was able to get Ohtani with the strikeout, able to get Betts to fly out. Teoscar Hernandez, that we talked about, 2 home runs in game 1 of that wild card. 1-0 fastball and shoots it to right center. Wow.